Hi everyone. So welcome. We have got Ayyo, per marantene. Dinky is here, and sorry about that. Okay, so hey Dinky, it's nice to meet you here. So what are we doing? We are also
Hey.
we're going to collaborate. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, right. Let's go this way itself.
Okay, okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Dinky Yaduvaishi, an undergrad IT student studying in LNCT Bhopal. I'm a tech enthusiast and also one of the 30 organizers who came together to organize an event named What the Hack, which was a beginner friendly 48-hour hackathon. It started on 18th Feb. We are glad to announce that we got around 300 registrations. And What the Heck was divided into 3 stages: ideation, for which we got 30 plus ideas. And then we had a prototype round where 10 teams were shortlisted by our judges. And lastly, the demo day, which is today, where our top 5 teams will be presenting their models on YouTube Live, which will be judged by our judges. So, as I mentioned, today is the final day. We wondered what would be a better start to the finals than having an amazing session. So, here we are with Praveen, who is a YouTuber, full stack JavaScript developer, career mentor, as well as React.js specialist. And today he will be taking this amazing session on introduction to React.js. So, over to you, Praveen.
Thank you so much. That was really a great introduction, Binky. The fun part is I was planning to give away a lot of goodies today because it's what the heck. So I was like, what the heck? Let me get some more goodies here. And now I'm like shocked to see there are no viewers at the moment, which is weird. So anyone who is going to put a hello message within 1 minute is going to get a direct 50 pound gift card from Amazon. So let's see if anyone is coming up. But anyway, so thanks a lot for such a nice, awesome introduction. So hi everyone, my name is Praveen, and I'm originally from Chennai, India. Currently living and working in the UK for one of the top US-based investment banking firms as a full stack JavaScript specialist. I specialize on React.js and Node.js, and today we will be going through, like yesterday I was talking with Dinky and she was saying like, I want to learn React.js, but I have no clue what I need to do. So it's going to be, I guess Dinky, it's going to be like a session between Krish Gupta. Right, Krish, I'll give you that 50 pound coupon, man. Enjoy. So Krish is here. Hi, Krish. And Krish is from Cerulean Coders as well. He's got an amazing community too. Okay, cool. So yeah, something messed up. No one came. That's a different story, but it's all right. Let's do it today in a great way. And I just missed the interaction, but since Dinky, you are here, you can ask me any questions that you have, and let's go on with a nice, awesome website or something like that. So we will be mainly looking into what should we do, Dinky. So should we go ahead and create a React application, or shall we kind of slightly change the thing to match your needs? So what?
Well, we can see. I'm a complete beginner at React. Okay, I don't know actually what it is all about, but I love to see what are the applications. So I'll say like let's create something which has an application of React and yeah, make it fun.
Okay, let's do one thing. This is a good idea right now since no one else is there. So what I can do is, Dinky, you are already looking for a website, or do you have your own website? Have you got your own
for a website?
Sorry, you're looking for a website, right?
I'm looking for a website.
So let's also get you a website registered and how to host a React application. We'll create a simple React profile for you. Okay, React based. So before that, I'll give you a quick idea of how React works and all these other things. Hey, wow, Avantika is here. Hi, Avantika. Nice to meet you. Long time no see. Cool. So great. So let's go ahead and start with a simple portfolio. But before that, let's go with a simple, a couple of concepts of React, and we will go ahead with a portfolio after that. So before further delay, let me share my screen now. I hope everyone on YouTube are able to see the screen, right? Just give me a small shout out. Cool. Okay, so Dinky, a great portfolio or a decent portfolio looks like this. So what we can do is either we can create a portfolio like this, or we can create something very simple. Okay, so the first thing is I'm gonna tell you how you can work with React. So Dinky, are you lazy? Tell me.
Yes.
Definitely, right? So what I'm gonna do now is make all the developers even more lazier by showing this trick. So there is this thing called create React app. It is actually a bootstrap for React, and basically you need to have Node.js installed in your computer. So I'm going to use Visual Studio Code, and since we don't have much time, I'm gonna go a slightly bit fast. So if there is any questions at all, please stop me and ask me for it. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is let's quickly look around what Visual Studio Code is offering us. So VS Code, when I'm working with it, I don't need to use any of my Explorer, any of my GitHub tools or anything, because every single thing is available inside VS Code. And I wanted to also show you a couple of awesome things that Visual Studio Code can do. Like let's say you have got this particular website or something like that, which has got a header, logo, and a couple of navigation bars. If you want to create the HTML for this, it is very easy. Like you can create it within 20 to 25 seconds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a simple demo of how a HTML file can be created. So the first thing is you set the HTML as the syntax, and then you start with the doc type. Boom, doc type is done. The next thing is you create a header, and inside that you have a H1, there is a, and then you put logo here. Next to H1 as a sibling, you have nav, you have UL, you have an LI, 4 list items, let's say, and then a link. And each link is nav 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. So how long did it take? How was this? So this is provided out of box. It is called Emmet, and it has been provided out of box through VS Code. And those people who are looking at the stream, hit the like button, make it big. How many of you want goodies and swags? Let me know. Right, but I wanted to say only Krish is going to get the first awesome 50 pound worth goodie. It's like it's a 50 pound gift card, Google Play coupon, and others you can try to get something. So hit the like button and let's see how it goes. Okay, coming back to this is called as Emmet, and this is one of the features, cool features of VS Code. And there are these extensions that I have been using with VS Code. So there are like totally 8 extensions here. If you go to Google and type in Praveen Dev Environment, you can see what exactly is my development environment, what all things that I'm using in my everyday life. So for example, this is the complete blog post, and I'm using a Google Chrome browser because a lot of things are easy in Chrome, and Zoom is the communication device that I'm using. And I always would like to go time travel in code, so I would be using Git. Then we have got item. These are MacBook Pro specific. And finally, the main thing that we need is Node.js. Node.js is the runtime environment, and we have got Visual Studio Code. This is where we will be working on everything primarily. And there are all those 8 extensions that I was talking about. So you can have a quick look at these things. So in the meantime, if you have any questions at all, just make sure you put it in the chat, and definitely it will get answered. So let's directly get into React basics. So first thing that you need is Node.js installation. So what you would be doing here is, if you open the terminal and I open the new terminal, I need to check whether my Node.js is installed or not. So I tried using node-v, which tells me the Node.js version. And then there is npm, which is called Node Package Manager. Most of the applications nowadays, most of the programming languages nowadays are coming with a package manager. So we need to check if this package manager is also available. So it is called as npm. And if we try to check the version, it is going to tell me it is version 812. The same way, there is also something called as npx. So npx is node package executor, and this should have also the same version as npm. So if you see this, I have both npm and npx as version 8.1.2. Technically, in my previous live streams, I used to say, when you have a Node.js installation here, the npm version will be half of it, and it was almost correct. Like if it is version 16.12.2, it would be 861 or something like that. But now it is not that way, but at least it is the half. Okay. Now, since we have got all these three things, we will just quickly have a look at what exactly these three things do. So Node is the JavaScript runtime. This is the one which actually runs the JavaScript out of the browser. Generally, if you want to run JavaScript, what you would do, you would generally go to inspect element or put a small HTML page, and then you put like, let's remove the errors. Alert, Dinky is awesome. Something like that we will put and press enter. So now you would be getting something like this, right? But instead, in case if you want to run it not from the browser, then we would be using Node.js for the same. Krish Gupta, you changed your avatar. Seriously, nice. Okay, so let's have a look at what these things do. So Krish has given an ultimately awesome answer for the explanation between npm and npx. But let me quickly give you another explanation, which is from my end. So npm is node package manager. So this manages, installs, uninstalls, updates all the packages. npx is node package installer, executor. So this one executes the node package by installing it in a temporary location or something like that. Let's say, so Dinky, you tell me, how would you install a software like WinZip?
I'll go to the Google. I'll go to the browser.
Okay. Go on, tell us.
Okay. So like, and then I'll download the package file that is available, and then I'll run it.
Okay. Then?
Yeah, and then
next finish.
And then finish, and then start
the app, and then delete the setup file.
Right.
Correct. So this is exactly what npx does. So if generally what you do is, there are a couple of packages, they are just used only for the setup application. So let's say npm, we need to install the package. So the package, to run the package, we might write any parameters for it. So params we will put, and then we'll do npm uninstall the package, right? So this is what npx does in a single line. So again, another lazy thing or smart thing you can say. So now we are looking at this particular package called create react app. So if you want to use the same npm and npx here, what you would be doing is, you'd be doing npm or npx create react app. Now my question is, create react app is expecting one parameter, which is the target directory. How do you select the current directory as the target directory? Anyone to answer? Cool. Can we have more likes for this video? Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and start talking so that you would be able to win a goodie or something like that. It's going to be awesome. So Akshat has got the first answer correct. Awesome. Dot is the answer. So for getting the correct current directory, it is going to be dot. And if you use dot here, it is going to create a React application boilerplate in the current directory. So before going to that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new repository. This is my GitHub profile. So I'm creating a new public repository. Let's do GDSC LNCT React, something like this. And then I'm going to put part of Praveen's live stream on React intro with Dinky. Okay, so now I would be getting a nice URL for cloning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first copy this URL and then I go inside this. Instead of directly pasting it, I first want to paste it here. And before GitHub, I'm going to put an @ symbol. And if my username is, let's say, Dinky, or if it is Praveen Science, I'm going to use that here. I'm not going to change this one. This is mainly for, again, being lazy and then not, like not using everything. Like, how should I say this? I'm blabbering, not trying to put the password again and again. So I'm copying this. There is in this new Explorer window, you have a open folder and clone repository. We'll be using clone repository, and don't click on the clone from GitHub. Instead, provide the repository URL and click on clone from URL. And it will ask you where I should be cloning it. I'm going to use the downloads and let me put it inside the works. And I'm going to select the repository location. Now it will say, would you like to open this repository? Let me close this one. And then I'm putting open here. So it will reload the whole thing and it's going to open the repository here. The good part about this is I got my terminal here with Git and GitHub. In case if I want to go to GitHub, I can just go here. There is source control, there are changes, everything is here. If I want to use my Explorer, here's the file Explorer as well. Okay, so any questions so far? Why is everyone a bit quiet? Hey, Vignesh. Yes, create React app dot for CMD, current working directory. Yeah, VS Code is really, really awesome. Thank you, Shauryan. In case if you want to get the same VS Code setup, just go to Praveen Dev Environment on Google. And then here in this website, if you go down extremely, you have got this particular thing called dot file. And if you open this, it will provide you with a JSON file here. Okay. So for this JSON file, what you can do is you go to the settings, either put control comma or command comma. It will open up this particular settings window. And in this settings window, you will be able to see that there is a open settings.json file here on the top right. So clicking on this will show you something like this. You just need to copy this one and paste it over here. That's all. Okay. So in a single second, you will be getting all my changes applied to your configuration. So this is one more lazy way of getting things done, or smart way of getting things done, to be honest. Okay, cool. So we have seen that the node is available, npm is available, and npx is also available. So now we are going to do npx create react app dot. So this particular function or this particular command will be a bit of time consuming. It depends on your internet connection. It depends on your computer speed as well. So this is the first step to create a basic React application, a starter file on your computer. Any questions so far? Hey, Sachin, it's nice to meet you. Sachin from Internwell. The clever way or the smart way. Yes. Thank you so much, Avantika. That means a lot to me. Coders are lazier. That's why we are smarter. Instead of telling coders, let's say developers or programmers, that sounds a bit better. So this is going to take a long time, I guess. So in the meantime, I'm going to check my internet connection speed. I have my questions that it might be slow. Okay, that seems to be a nice speed. It's 220 Mbps. Let me check in speed test. I sometimes not believe that fast.com. My speed test is completely failing. The ping is actually bad. Like 11 milliseconds is too high. Should be 1 or 2, maybe. Okay, yeah, It seems to be it's the npx server. So there is a problem with the npx, I guess. So it's working hard. Cool. The moment you see this happy hacking message, that's when you are ready to start with your work. So what you need to do is there are like a couple of commands that you can execute inside this directory. So npm start will start the development server. Npm run build will build the application. Npm test will test the unit test the thing. So unit testing is mainly working out in the enterprise level places, but you don't need to do it in your development projects. But when you go get a job and start working on a dev task, at that point of time, npm test makes sense. Npm run eject, let's not talk about this. So now let's start with the npm start. So before that, if you see here, you'd be having a lot of changes here. So at this point, my the git is stuck. So let's wait for some time for this to, it should become normal. It is still thinking what needs to be done, because you could see you could see only a couple of files that are changed, but it is still thinking there are so many files changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it once again, and let's put it this way. And I'm going to open this one once again. So just bear with me for a second. So now you would be able to see that in the git status, you have only 18 files. This is the correct one. So what did we do? Created a React app using CRA. CRA is create React app. And now I'm going to push all these changes to my repository. So within few seconds, if I refresh this page, I would be able to see that whatever we have done right now, like 12 seconds ago, I created this React application using CRA. Clear? All good? Yes, Prettier is going to help a lot of things. Yarn is by Facebook. Yeah. So Yarn versus NPM is going to be like Coca-Cola versus Pepsi kind of a fight. And let's go ahead and go to the next one. So the first thing is we have got our React application ready here, but how would you check this out? So make sure you open a browser, and then I'm going to type npm start. The moment I press enter, I'm going to take my hands off the keyboard. So look what it does. It automatically does everything for us. It opens the browser. It opens localhost 3000, that being the default port, and then it runs the basic React application. That's it. This is the way to start a React application. Any questions? How quick was it? What do you think about this? Dinky, this was your first time. What do you feel about learning React?
It's amazing. Like the hacks that you told, they were amazing as well. And yeah, so far so exciting.
Nice. And one more thing which I wanted to show is the hot module replacement in React. So it says that edit src.app.js and then save to reload. So we are not reloading anything. I'm going to go to the app.js, and here and we are here in this app.js. So let's say, hey Dinky, or something like this. And if I save this, I'm not even refreshing anything. So look at this. If I refresh this page, this selection would have gone, right? So the selection is not even getting overridden, but this is getting updated in real time. So if I refresh this page, this selection is gone. I select this, I change this, hey LNCT, and then I'm saving this one. So immediately you can see the output, this gets changed. This is called as hot module replacement. You don't need anything like live server or something to make things worse. So live server is like, it might mess up your configuration with the hot module replacement, and that is something is there. All right. Yes, memes and hacks. So you want a meme. That's what you want to say, Krish. So node modules. Why are we not saving the node modules in Git? It is because that is one of the most heaviest object in the world. So node modules meme. If I put that, look at this. Heaviest objects in the universe. You can see that node modules are the heaviest. Basically, sun is extremely heavy. Neutron stars are heavier than sun. Anything in the world is lighter than the black hole. So black hole is the heaviest object in the universe so far. But the moment node modules are created, they even make black holes seem smaller. So node modules are the heaviest ones in the universe. That is the verdict. So let's go ahead. We are going to do a small cleanup work in our React. So the fun part here is if we try to change anything, React is going to be reactive and then say that it is not working or something like that. So for example, we have got a lot of files in this particular folder. This is not good. So if we go to this particular folder and see what all the files are there in SRC folder, there are like so many files. We will try to organize everything. So we'll organize into components, assets, styles, services, if it's a backend, and finally we have tests. So Dinky, can you tell me where should app.css go?
As in? Sorry?
So there are 5 folders I created here. Assets, yes. Components, services, styles, and tests. App.css, yes. Where should it go?
I guess style.
Probably it should go to style, but we are going to put it in the trash bin. The moment I delete that, the reason I will say, the moment I delete that, you can see that it says compiled with problems, and at the same time, the compilation failed here as well. So it is extremely reactive. The reason why I put it in the trash, not in styles, is it is a pre-generated file. We don't need it. And we will be creating our own styles. So app.js, what is it? Where should it go? Come on, this time, make it correct. I'm pretty sure you will tell the right answer.
Oh my God. It is app.js. I guess it's...
You have 5 options.
Yeah, there are 5 options I can see.
Do you want to take a 50-50 or do you want to take a audience poll or phone a friend?
I'll go with again trash, I guess.
Wrong.
No, I knew it. It's gonna be.
It will be going to the components. Because app.js is the basic component that we are going to create. So we don't need to put it in the trash. Obviously, styles, we will be having our own way of doing things. So look at the chat. Krish was like completely helping you a lot.
I wasn't able to see. I'm so sorry, Krish. I'm so sorry I didn't.
Okay, next one, app.test.js. Come on, this time, don't see the chat. Tell correctly. Like you said.
Okay. App.test.js, again components, I guess.
Wrong. It is going to go to the tests. Okay, last try. Where should it...
playing this.
No, I'm serious. If you have seen old live streams, I'm going with the same way. So index.css, you tell me where.
Come on. We'll create index of our own.
Okay, so where should this go?
We'll create, so it's like trash.
Trash, you're right. And finally, index.js. Sorry?
Again, component. Gonna be in component.
Index.js is the main file, so it is going to stay here. And we have logo.svg. Where should this go? React's logo.
React's logo. So it will be in component or styles?
It should normally go to assets, but today we are going to put it in trash. Okay, and these 2 files, we have literally no clue where it needs to go. And we are gonna put it wherever it is. By the way, there is a crappy alarm going on here. So let me quickly go and switch off. In the meantime, do you all have any questions, or Dinky, would you like to interact with the people who are watching here? So that would be great. So I'll quickly go and quickly come back.
Okay. Okay. So hi everyone. I can see the chat. Please wave at me if you are seeing. Yes, it's connect. Hi. Yeah, sure.
Hey, we have got a lot of people. Next.
Right, we got a lot.
Yeah. So the next thing that we are going to do is we have to fix all the changes that we have done. So all these files seems to be deleted. So what we are going to do here is we start with index.js and we are going to remove this index.css, and then this importing of app from .app, it should be from components and app. And if I save this one, it still says that there is app.css and logo missing inside the app. So what we are going to do is we will go into the app, get rid of everything. So the first thing is there are two different types of components in React. So you have something called as class components. That was the old version of React. We were using a lot of class components, and now we are going towards the functional components because it is faster. But at the same time, we will be using class components because it is going to be easier for us to understand. So if I'm putting a H1 and I type Dinky is awesome, and if I save it, boom, you get it immediately here. Okay, so let's do this way. Let's create a small, simple portfolio or something like that for you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is, do we need to go with a simple portfolio hand created by us, or do you want to use a template which is already available or something like that? What would you think? You tell me.
Whatever is like, let's create from scratch.
Let's create from scratch. Before that, let's also understand how React works. So React basically has got two data transfer mechanisms. One is the state, which is Sonda Buddhi, which means the content that is already there inside the application and inside the component, and the component will be able to manage everything. So this is something like your own consciousness. So if I say, Dinky, you are awesome, you know that you are awesome. Okay. If someone says, Dinky, you are bad, you will not accept it because you know that you are awesome. So that is like your own consciousness. That is the state. And then there are other things. So Dinky, the sun rises in the east, not in the west. This is kind of like an external information that is being given to you. That is called as props. I will show you how both states and props work together. So for now, let's start with state, and I'm going to put a name tag here, and then I'm going to put your name here. Now, if I want to use this inside my application, anything that is related to JavaScript, I'm going to open the curly braces. This language is called as JSX. And here, since it's a class component, we need to use this .state.name. So if I save this, it shows Dinky Yadvanshi is awesome. Cool. This is the first step. And we are able to create a stateful application at this point. Okay, is there any other example of state or something like that, which might be more interesting? If you ask, yes, there is something called as connected components. So what we are going to do is we are going to also create another component, which is an input tag. Okay, so input type text we will put, and then here we don't need all these name and IDs, but let's put a value as this .state.name. So if I put that, I could see that there is Dinky Yadvanshi here. So immediately, if I want to add some styles to this, let me quickly put a style tag here. Don't do this, but I'm just putting it for just a simple one. Let's give padding 5 pixels. Okay, this needs to come in the different way because we are using React, right? So it's going to be like this. So if I save this, I should be able to see this perfectly working. Cool. Now, whose name should I put here? Yeah, I know a lot of people have been working only with functional components, and that is the thing. Yes, Krish Gupta, you are right. Cool. So let me update the thing as well. So I can do font family inherit, and I'm gonna put a font like for everyone. The font needs to be, again, don't do this. Go UI, something like this. So you can see that it is looking good. Now the fun part is I won't be able to edit any of this. It is because React's state is bound with this input, and it is called as controlled components. Now let's have another one which has the same thing. So you have got two text editors, and let's put a break here, and then it shows this way, right? Now the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to use an onChange function here. So onChange, I want it to handle change. So what we can do here is at this point, let's create a thing called handle change, which takes in an event. And what I want to do is this dot set state, because once you use set state, it will reload the application so that you will be able to see the name changing. So the name is going to be e.target.value, which is going to be the target of this application. So now in this onChange, I'm going to use the handle change here. And if I save it, see, it automatically puts this dot handle change because it is a component of this class app. Okay, now you have got something like this. If I change anything here, everywhere it gets changed. Look at this. Something like this. So whose name should I put? Tanjil's name. Okay. I guess it's Tanjil S, right? Your full name. Right. Look at this. So cool. So again, one more thing that we will be looking at is a conditional rendering. So if I put nothing here, it just says is awesome, right? So if we want to do a small conditional statement, if this dot state dot trim dot length is greater than 0, then use the this dot state dot name. If not, use u. Something like this. I know is not the right word to do this. Or wait, let's do everyone. Now, if I try to remove this word, see, it says everyone is awesome. And if I put Tanjil here, it's going to say Tanjil is awesome. This is called as control component, and it is kind of like bidirectional binding as well in React. So any questions so far? You can also make it content editable and make it easier. Okay. So Krish Gupta is asking me to sabotage the whole application, by the way. Generally, JSX files are very old. So React.js team recommends using JS files, not JSX files. Stop using JSX extensions. Okay, any other questions? If you are logged in, display the dashboard button on homepage or the login sign up combo. So that is also a type of conditional rendering, but it is going to take a long time and it is not beginner friendly at this stage. So I'm just going to stick around with a beginner version of it. Okay, so now what we are going to do is let's quickly get Bootstrap added to this. So getbootstrap.com will give you the Bootstrap's CSS. So Bootstrap uses jQuery in its old versions. So jQuery and React are like Coca-Cola and Mentos. If you add them together, you will get a boom, because jQuery is a DOM manipulation library and React is a virtual DOM library. So both of them cannot stay in the same place. Now we are just taking the CSS alone, and to get the CSS, what we are going to do is, so before that, let's also get rid of this style sheet, which is the wrong way of doing things. And here, cleaned up this page, cleaned up CRA installation and demoed conditional components. So conditional rendering, maybe we can say connected components and conditional rendering. So I just synced all the changes. So all the changes are available to you. Now, if you want to add some content to your, the public facing thing, which says React app and there is the stupid React logo, etc. What you need to do is you need to go into this index.html file, and then you need to update all those things. So here, after our manifest JSON, we will be able to add the link rel style sheet and other things. The moment I add it, you can see that it is actually using the Bootstrap styles. Now, with that being said, what we can do is we will also take some fonts as well. If you go to fonts.google.com, we'll be able to get the best font. So Dinky, you want to choose any font here?
Can you scroll down?
Okay. Yeah, man, I love Bootstrap a lot.
Anyone will do. Like Lato is also great.
Lato, where are you, Lato?
I just happened to see the name.
Okay. Lato looks nice. Okay, let's go for this. So if you want to get this one, you need to select a couple of styles. So I'm selecting thin, I'm selecting light, and I'm selecting regular. Okay, I'll just copy all these lines of code, and then I'm going to my same file, index.html, and then I'm going to put this here. So in the title, in the description, we can put personal portfolio. And then in the title can be dynamic, but for now I'm going to say my personal portfolio, something like this. Once I do this, you can see that it shows my personal portfolio here. And for the icon to be changed, what we can do is we can go to flaticon.com. This is a place where we can find a lot of icons. Let me put profile. Or maybe resume. So this looks really nice. What do you think? Looks good?
Yeah, it's low. No. Okay.
Looks
nice. No, it's completely good.
It's completely good. Oh, wait. There is also this one. This is gender agnostic. This one is like male. This doesn't have any genders specifically. Want to go with this?
Yeah, sure.
So what we are going to do is we are going to take a copy of this and change it to logo 512.png. I'm going to duplicate it, make it as logo 192.png. And now I go to this favicon.pro. This is a nice site. So it can generate any sizes of images, the favicon images. I'm going to put 64 by 64. And then I'm going to choose any of these logos and then click on submit. Once I do this, I got this icon, and then I'm going to download the favicon. So I got this icon right now. So I'm going to use this here. So change this name as favicon.ico. Now the fun part is keep looking at this my personal portfolio the title bar. I don't know if I can zoom it or something like that. I don't think I can zoom it. Anyone who is a Mac user, can you tell me if there is a way to zoom these things? So there is this public folder. I have got favicon.ico. I got logo 192, logo 512. I'm just going to select all these three things, put it over here, and then apply to all. Before I click on replace, keep looking at this part in the tab, on the top of tab, and then I click on replace here. The moment I click on replace, it became the icon that we required. So my personal portfolio, and this is how you change the branding side of things. So we added a lot of changes, changed the public facing HTML. So first thing what we did is changed the title and description. Second thing, added Bootstrap, CSS, added fonts, Google Fonts. So these are the three things that we did here. And now we can get into the app.js and we can get rid of all the state and handle change everything. In the render, we can also return just piece portfolio. And then I'm going to get rid of everything that is there here. So I made a cleanup. App. So now the next thing that I wanted to show is how we can create a CSS. So basically, I would like to go with SCSS. Why SCSS? There is something good about SAS. So if you see this one, if I want to create a CSS for, say, I have got that header H1, something like that, right? So I need to put header. Then I need to copy this whole thing. I put header H1. Then I need to copy this whole thing. I put header H1A. Then I need to copy this whole thing, remove H1A. I put nav, then nav UL. Okay, it is already like boring or stressful task, right? Instead, if I do something like, let's put header, I put H1 inside that, I put A inside that. I know that this is H1. So I put nav here, UL here, LI here, and A here. And if I try to see, bam. So I just put only 16 lines of code. I have got 21 lines of code where I wanted what I wanted, I'm getting here. So SAS is really cool in this case. And yeah, Krish, that's true. Cool, nice comments. Thank you. Okay, so how many of you want to use CSS or SCSS? Dinky, what do you want? CSS or SCSS?
SCSS.
Okay, so if you are saying SCSS, there is a problem. Basically,
Why?
the browser will not. The browser will not be able to understand SCSS. At the same time, even the Node.js will not able to understand SCSS. So we will be installing a package called Node SAS. So node-sass, and once we install it, installed Node.js CSS support. So it will edit two files, which is going to be package and package.log.json, and we are saved. Now, the next thing is we need to create a basic SAS file or the style file. So what we are going to do is in our styles, I'm going to create a index.scss, and inside this, I'm going to put a body, and I will be giving font family. What was it? Lato, right? We took. Yes, we took Lato. So it's going to be Lato sans serif. And then once I do this, I need to add this file to our index.js only one time. So here, import styles index.scss. Nothing happened because I stopped the whole thing. So if I do npm start once again, it is going to start the same browser. with the same page. So after it loads, definitely the font will change. Got it? So now the next thing that we are going to do here is we will try to create some help from Bootstrap. So I have this particular repository called Bootstrap React Helpers, and this contains a lot of things like card element, headers. Let's go with the headers. I'm going to copy this one and add it here. So for now, what we did is created a basic SCSS and linked it to app. So now I'm going to go to my folders, and in the components, I'm going to create a new file inside the. Okay, something is happening. Oh, sorry. Can you just give me a moment? There seems to be some glitch. Okay, I know what happened. It was my keyboard. Sorry about that. My keyboard is behaving weird, and so what we are going to do here is inside my not components, inside the styles, inside the components, I'm gonna create a new file here. I'm gonna use bootstrap / header.js, and then I press enter, and then I get all the folders getting created as well. So for the headers, I'm gonna paste everything what is there in this. So I'll explain you what this is. This is a functional component. You can see that this is a JavaScript function. The function takes in a couple of parameters, and then these are the parameters, or you can call it as props. So remember, they are inside the braces, which means they are being destructed by the parameter destruction. Now for the dark alone, what I'm doing is I'm getting the input of dark, but I'm converting it into a Boolean. Based on the Boolean true the value or false value, I'm setting the dark's value as dark or light. And then I put the same thing inside this nav bar. And then whatever is there inside the tag, I'm putting it inside the children. So this is what is happening pretty much here. And class name is going to come as classes. Now, once I save this one, I can use it inside my app.js. So instead of using this h1, I'm going to put header. So sometimes this might not work. So what you need to do is you need to do import header from /bootstrap/header. And now here, if you just put header, you could say that this is working. Now, if I put Dinky's portfolio, it's gonna show me something like this. Not this, something like this. So we have got a nice, awesome header. How many of you want a dark header? How many of you want a light header? And what about you, Dinky? Dark or light?
Let's go for dark.
Go for dark. Okay, cool. So now the good part is I don't need to recreate any code here. So all I need to do is just put dark equal to true. And then if I save it, boom, I've got this. And if I want the whole thing to be aligned center, all I need to do is add a class name that says justify content center. Boom, I got a centrally aligned content on this thing. So it is so simple where you can create a lot of reusable code in React. And one more thing which I wanted to say is, if you want to say, put this inside this my personal portfolio, while the document loads, we can also do document.title equal to, we'll put Dinky's portfolio. Boom. When the page loads, it is going to also change this to something like this. So for now, we have just created something simple this way. So let's create a couple of quickly main section and other stuff. So dot container dot call 12 basically, but in bigger screens, let's make it as call MD6, and there are two values. So the first thing is in here, I'm going to put Dinky's picture. Since Dinky, you don't have a good picture, right? So let me get a better picture for you. So let's go to Unsplash, where we can take any picture without any, it's a freely usable image. So let's put girl, or let's put girl developer. So a girl with a laptop, this looks better. So we got one picture that, okay, this is iStalker, but it's okay, who cares? It's anyway, it is a stock image, right? So Dinky, are you okay with this picture?
Yeah, I am.
So let's make a small change in this. We will make this into a square picture. It's going to be 408 by 408. Okay, and we'll make this centrally aligned, and let's boom. Now, we should not hot link from any website. So we will be using a CDN, Content Delivery Network. Here it is IMGUR. And now we have got this image uploaded here. So what we are going to do is we'll use this image for Dinky's face. And I'm just going to copy this one. And Dinky, any questions so far? You or others? We saw a lot of things here. Favicon generator, a lot of things. Okay, cool. Now if we go back to our VS Code, this is the main section. So in the main section, what I want to have is a figure. There should be an image. The source of the image could be this one, and this could be Dinky. So this comes like this. It is very boring. So what we can do is let's add some nice classes. So the first thing is IMG thumbnail. Once I do this, it gives you a nice thing. Then I'm going to also add rounded circle. So I get a round image. Now I can also do width 75%. I don't want super huge image. So I'm just putting as width 75%. Now here I can put a fig caption. It is going to have a H2 which says Dinky. Boom. And this should be having a class name as text center so that we can align the text correctly. So since this is not the right one to do, I'm going to put the class name to the parent so that it is getting aligned correctly. Now here I can also give a class of my, that is for the y-axis, some nice spacing, and then here H3 we will put. Dinky, what is your specialization? If you ask me, I'm a full stack developer. I would be putting full stack developer for me. What would you be putting here?
I'll be putting myself as a front-end developer.
Cool. So let's put front-end developer and let's save it. So you got something like this. Now what we can do is we can also organize everything into different files. And now we can also put a small H2 here, which says, welcome to Dinky's portfolio. And I'm going to put a paragraph, which is having a lead class, which is going to say, thanks for coming in, watching my portfolio. Your presence is great. Something like this. Now, for some reason, it is not actually working. Why? Because I forgot to give a row. So let's add a row and then put all these columns and everything inside the row. Boom. So you got something like this. Now, since we already gave a my3 here, we can also give and invite3 here, so that the content gets aligned correctly. Cool. So it's a basic website that we created using React.js. Now, what is very crazy about this, I'll tell you in a few seconds. So let's say created a header component, and now here created a basic portfolio for Dinky. Any questions from the audience? Full stack developers are not gonna fix your printers, unfortunately. Yeah, iStock photo is paid, unfortunately, but yeah, we have Unsplash. Now, coming back to this particular part, so we need to create a data structure for the whole thing. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to create another folder called constants and then data.json. So this is going to be a JSON file. And in this JSON file, I'm going to put name. Let's put Dinky. Okay, or else we can put name, first name, Dinky, and second last name, she. Then what else do we have? Your title, front-end developer. Then your description. So what we can put here is just thanks for coming, whatever it is. And your avatar. So that avatar is going to be this particular image. Cool. Now what we are going to do is we are going to import this content and put it over here. So first thing is importing the content. You can import it using import data from /constants data.json. Now the document title is going to be not Dinky's portfolio, but it's going to be data. You have to put a dollar here. Data.name first name, last name, portfolio, and we can also put the same thing here too. So here I'm opening this one, I'm putting this one. So if you could see that it has become Dinky Yadurvanshi's portfolio. And here in this alt as well, we can put something like this: data.first name, data.last name. And then we have got the same thing here. And instead of this one, we can directly put data.title. So you got front-end developer, and here we can just give data.name.first name. So it's going to show you Dinky's portfolio, and here we can put data.desk. Boom. So did you see that it is not giving any changes, right? So now if I save everything and then put dynamicized all the data. Now whose portfolio I should be putting here? Who wants your portfolio to be put? Nice. I'm going to wait for looking at Krish Gupta's portfolio. Krish, can you please? Okay, I'm just going to use this picture of Krish. And hey, Krish, let me know if I'm okay to use your your picture. I'll make this as 512. So can I use this or not? Krish, are you still here? hey, I would say like if you're not against anything, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. Yes, you can. Great. That's awesome. So what we are going to do is we'll copy this image, put it in imgur, and then we got the image here. So we are going to copy this one. We have got the H version of this one so that it is faster. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to change only the data. Okay. First name is Krish Gupta. Avatar is this. Krish, you are what? Head of Cerulean Coders. And Krish always likes Praveen's live stream as they are a lifesaver for him. Please hire Krish if you want your company to be in Fortune 1. Okay, I'm just gonna put this one. So right now you could see that it is Dinky Yadurvanshi's portfolio. Again, Dinky's portfolio. Welcome to Dinky's portfolio. It's Dinky Yadurvanshi and front-end developer, right? So what I'm gonna do here is ready for the magic. You're not up for hire. Okay. Please hire Krish only in Google. Okay. Is this okay, Krish? Or should I remove it? Hey, we have Darshana. Hi, Darshana. Okay, great. Krish is saying okay for it. Now, what we are going to do is, now I'm going to put this window here. Okay. This is just the JSON file. All right. I'm just going to save this here. Oh, wow. I guess I missed the one part. It is supposed to be the image. Data.avatar. Bam. See? So if I just copy everything from data.json, oops, fixed the avatar. Yeah, only avatar was missing. So if I go back to my data.json, I'm just copying everything. Don't worry, Krish, I'm not going to delete anything. So at this point, if I revert the changes for Krish, what I did, boom, it is Dinky's portfolio. Everywhere it is Dinky. Now, if I save it like this, boom, it became Krish Gupta's portfolio, Krish portfolio, and he's the head of Cerulean Coders and updated to reflect Krish portfolio. I wish it was Dinky's portfolio. Oh, we are on Git, right? What I can do is I can immediately revert it back to what it was. So undo, reverted back to Dinky's portfolio. Cool. The next thing that we are going to do is let's publish this one. So there is this particular thing. So we have this particular package called GH pages. So what I'm going to do now is Control C this one, npm install gh-pages. Installed GH pages. Now, in your package.json file, I'm going to add one more script called deploy and publish. So now here, instead of doing the app.resume.best or whatever it is, this is for the C name in case if you are using your own don't use. Okay. So in case if you are using your own file, own domain, that time this is going to help. But what we are going to do is we are also going to copy build slash index.html to build slash 404.html. This is a common thing that we will be doing, and I'm going to save this. Created a deploy script. Now, if you see this, it is already going to push it, then runs the build, then does all these things. I haven't pushed anything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just put npm run dep. That's it. Okay. So let's see what magic it is going to do. Boom. It is automatically pushing all the changes. So once the changes are pushed, you don't see that sync changes anymore. So it is creating an optimized production build. And now finally, it is also pushing the whole code to the GitHub pages branch. So these are the things that it has done, and it says published. What do you mean by published? So if I go back to my repository here and refresh it, I could see that all these deploy scripts are all created. At the same time, I have got this branch called GH pages is also created. And here I can see that this page is getting deployed as well. There is one problem though. My home page will be bad. So if I go to the details here, it is setting up all these things. It is building all these stuff, and then it has completed the job. So pages build has been done. Then the next step is the deployment. So it is using Ubuntu latest, and then it is going to run the whole thing. And then it has got the job completed as well. So what we need to do is I need to go to this particular website, and it is going to fail because I need to set the home page correctly here. So I'm going to put home page and then paste this here. Now updated the home page. So once I do this, I run the npm run dep once again. It is going to push my changes. It is going to do the rebuild. It is going to create an optimized production build. And if I go back to this one, or maybe this one, and refresh it, so it is still pushing. So it is creating the push command here, published. So if I refresh this page, I could see that there is this thing running right now, and it's gonna look at the dynamic build here. I guess this is something that is totally new. So GitHub has got enhanced building capability now. So it is kind of like building everything. So it is first pulling all these things, then all pulling is done. It seems like, yeah, nice. So GitHub pages has completed this job. So it is going to go to the deploy job now. And it is getting the Ubuntu latest, and then it is deploying it to the GitHub pages, reported success. It is doing the telemetry. And then finally, if you open this page and refresh this, boom, there you go. So every time when you do the build function, it is going to rebuild the whole thing, and it is going to deploy it as well. So now, Dinky, you have got your own website, but you feel that praveenscience.github.io, blah, 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 those things are not looking good, right? So after this session, I'm going to give you your own domain. Thanks for winning this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create my a small subdomain on my Jigglypuff development server. So Dinky, do you like Jigglypuff? Do you know who Jigglypuff is?
Sorry, I am unseen.
You
oh
like
God,
her?
that's so cute. The
How
first
about-
thing that comes in my mind is it's cute.
Exactly. So let's have your page hosted here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the DNS for this. So just wait for a moment. At the moment, if you see here, there is something called as what's my DNS.net. And in this page, I could see if I put dinky.jig.win and then search for the DNS, it's going to say I cannot find anything. So what we are going to do first is in our production script, the deploy script, we are putting the build CNAME as something, right? So instead of app.resume.best, I'm going to use dinky.jig.win and I'll save it first. Okay. Updated the CNAME. Now I need to set up some kind of DNS for this dinky.jig.win to be available for the world to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Cloudflare, my domain management person, and then I'm going to create a DNS for the same. So the DNS is going to be, obviously, I'm not going to share all those things. I'll be sharing everything in a couple of minutes in a different video. So don't miss that. But before that, the DNS is going to be a canonical name to be mapped with domain.github.io. So where is our Jigglypuff development server? So I'm just going to create a new site, which is, in the DNS, I'm going to create a record. So here you can see that there are different records that I can create. I'm going to create and add a record. So here, instead of A, I'm going to put CNAME. And it's going to be Dinky. Dinky.jig.win is an alias of domain.github.io. And then I'm going to save this. And once I save it, I get that CNAME Dinky is going to this one. The same way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another CNAME for the www version. And then put domain.github.io as the target and press the save. So once I do that, I get www dinky as well going to domain.github.io. If I refresh this page, I could see that a couple of places it is available. So it takes at least 48 hours for fully available with everyone. So if I close this one, you can see that even in Delhi, it is available right now. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we will go back to our application since we added this one. Yeah, go for it.
You said like it is available. So like if they are searching for that, they will be able to see the site.
Yes, definitely yes. So we are just right now we are building the production build, but before that I have to also remove this home page now. Wait. It automatically built everything. Fix the home page. And now I have to run the deployment once again. npm run dep. So every time make sure you are looking at every single thing, make a checklist, and then do all these things. So now we have got the build or CNAME, everything works fine. So if we go back to the code, yeah, go on. Sorry, your question. Everyone will be able to see that. That is the question. Yes, everyone will be able to see it. So now it got published once again. So if I refresh this, we have got this 296F68A. So we just need to wait till this gets deployed. So this has started deploying. So it is starting the build job. So once the build is over, this is going to get deployed soon. So it is doing the checkout. It is doing the build page. Come on, it takes at least 40 seconds or something like that. So build is done. Let's go for the deployment. Damn, we ran out of runners now. Yes, we got the deploy to GitHub pages. Runner is ready. And once the telemetry says yes, okay, I guess it looks like it is done. Yeah, it's complete. So if I open this one, evaluated environment URL is this one. So if I open this, boom, everyone can access Dinky's website from this particular page. How was it? So I guess we were able to do a lot of things. We were able to cover a lot of things in this. Like we covered connected components, we covered states, props, we covered the basic workflow of React. We covered how to deploy it. We also deployed your own website, a custom site, everything we have done. So I hope this was really helpful.
It was a great session, actually. For a beginner like me, I'm like really happy that I was able to get a like experience like that, and I just hope that I'll soon get into it.
Nice.
So
Shauryan has got a great response as well, which is nice. Thank you, Shauryan. And yeah, so I believe everyone has got a great understanding of how easy it is to deploy a React application on the internet within like few seconds. And
yeah,
so
Dali.
Krish is the first and last to leave. So Krish, definitely you are getting that 50-pound gift card, man. It is worth 5,000 rupees. So when I come to India next week, I'm going to give it to you. All right. Yeah, yes, except host. Yeah, that's fun. Hey, we have Manju as well. So Manju was actually working on the same thing. I guess Manju, now you have got a nice idea of how to deploy things. And by the way, I was wrong in saying that you have got an extra thing set up, but seems like GitHub's the platform itself, they have created something really cool. They have enhanced their build and deploy progress or process. So this looks really, really awesome. So thank you so much for hosting me, Dinky, and it was awesome that I was able to
It was
teach
a
some.
pleasure. Thank you so
Oh,
much, Praveen, for such an insightful session, and I think viewers really enjoyed it a lot. And
so I guess
it really
there are
great,
only a
like
couple
did
of
a great
winners today. So it
guys.
is Krish and Krish, Shaurya, Akshat, and Tanjal. Oh, we have Manju and Darshna as well. Great. So you all will be getting some small gift or goodie from me. So enjoy. So as usual, stay home, stay safe, stay well, and well hydrated. And any last words before we close the session? So seems like
Just
Dinky's
thank you so
network is
much.
very bad.
The grateful.
Awesome.
Oh,
See you all. Have a nice day.
yeah,
Bye,
nice
everyone.
day.